Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Neda Zab back at you, Sabis. Anyways, I just wanted to get into something in particular. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's not really a funny story, but it's funny. You know, somebody asked me, basically, have I ever been packed out? And I'm going to get to that answer right now. But before that, I'm going to get into something, a lot more serious. The homie, I guess, lost one of his friends yesterday, Aaliyah Jimenez. I'm going to go ahead and drop the GoFundMe if anybody feels it within their heart to, like, want to contribute to, burying this girl. You know what I mean? I didn't want to really get into her story because I really don't like to hear when high get smoked or like women or whatever. You know what I mean? That's just, I'm not really into that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the GoFundMe. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, you know what I mean? Out the kindness of your heart, you might want to contribute to, to the family. And also shouts out to Jay. He got a brand called Lost Breed Culture. Or just Lost Breed, but as far as I see, it's Lost Breed Culture. Go ahead and check this guy out. I think you'll like his I think you'll like his merch. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have no problem shooting anybody's merch out, even though I'm trying to get mine out there. But yeah, go ahead and check this guy out. I'm gonna drop the link in the description. And hopefully, you'll go ahead and check both of these links out. But anyway, somebody had asked me, Spencer, if I had ever got packed out. And to be honest, yeah, I've been packed out quite a few times. I mean, to be brutally honest, on some head up, nah. Since 12, I haven't took no L on that. But then again, they always said, like, if you're out there starting mess, that's when you end up getting served. And I don't be on the street starting no mess. I only, handle my business when I need to handle my business. You know what I mean? I mean, we all go through that one stage, when you're young and you feel like you gotta keep your chest out, like some cats do on my channel that feel like they want to beat me up a million miles away. I tend to brush them guys aside, but yeah, I've been packed out quite a few times. I mean, if you just look at the top of my head, I got a dent. You know what I mean? Back in the days, Sun Valley, North Hollywood, Pacoima, all these cities really didn't get along. And mostly it wasn't even due to violence. It's just due to, city beef. You know what I mean? So if my neighbor was in Sun Valley and you're in North Hollywood, 9 out of 10, we're going to end up getting them up. Even if there was no serious beef, like people getting murked or anything, we were still going to get them up just due to the fact that you were from another city. And that's just how they played in La Valle. You know what I mean? Same with if you're in Van Nuys or Canoga or whatever. If fools, feel some type of way, especially in neighboring cities, most likely you were going to be getting into it. And being a black dude growing up in predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, when I went to like Sun Valley Junior High School, I used to get into it with fools all the time. But when I got these dents on my head, it's actually from a bat. You know what I mean? That some fool went upside my head in the city of North Hollywood. I won't say what vodka or nothing, but in the city of North Hollywood, you know what I mean? We're on the bus, you know what I mean? And fucking excuse my language, but we're on the bus, and you're banging. I banged on him. He banged back. We got it popping. Just so happened I just got the best of him like a few times, and then so like a dummy, the guy baits me into getting off the bus. And the 152 was one of them bus lines where all types of food, because the 152 goes far. I think it goes all the way down Sepulveda all the way to Wilmington. So you don't never know who you're gonna run into. So I just happened to run into somebody from the neighboring city, and we got him up like about 3 times on the bus. And like I said, all 3 times I dusted him off. And so he baited me to get off the bus, and I ended up getting off the bus like a dummy. You know what I mean? Young, stupid. And this dude started whistling off the back. If I was smart, I would have tried to get back on the bus and just take off. But that dummy in me that really didn't pay attention, as if I wasn't born in a city where, as if I didn't grow up in a city where I know what them whistle means. You know what I mean? I chose to continue to fight with this dude. And like I said, I got the best of him, and I was getting the best of him again until I felt that bling, and the first ring that I heard was basically somebody going upside my head with the aluminum bat. The first one rocked me, but it like kind of dazed me. The second one dropped me to my knees. I think if it wasn't for like a few other people that was, within that close proximity, or that if the fool really wanted to do major damage, he would have kept hitting me with a bat. But they just, after that, they just packed me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say what vodka, because there's a few neighborhoods in North Hollywood. But yeah, so that was one time I got packed out. I mean, there's so many other times I got packed out. But, that's what happens when you're just rowdy on the street and you feel like you're beyond everybody's gangster. The dudes will test you, and you know, I got socked up a few times, but like I said, it was always in a group, not no one-on-ones. But another time was in the county jail, and this one was more serious because it's the county jails in the Twin Towers. At that time, it was me, Riff Raff from Q102 East Coast. They had Big E from 190. They had, you know, Tic Tac from I think it's Tic Tac from 7th Street. It was a lot of different people in that pod that I was cool with, but they had already let me know off the back. Not these particular cats, but other cats that's in the pod had let me know that this wasn't the Southsiders pod. So the only thing that, and anybody that's ever been with me, like Bone from Fruittown, from Fruittown, anybody that I ran into in the county jail in the Twin Towers at that time, I would tell them the same thing. Like, you know, I don't care about whose pod it is. As long as you don't disrespect the S, I'm good. You know what I mean? You can do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and that's pretty much how I had it. And for most part, some people respect it, and others, you know, they would feel some type of way about it. You know, I've had numerous one-on-ones, but this one in particular, I didn't get packed out, but something that happened in another pod. You know what I mean? And it involved you know, drama between races. And since I was the only, I won't say the only homie in that pod, but you know, I was one of the only homies that was really in the pod that was really active. The other cats that were in there, they were shady, and I didn't deal with them because they just weren't about it. Like, these are the type of cats that get disrespected, and of course they didn't disrespect the S, but they would disrespect these cats. You know what I mean? And these dudes wouldn't want to fight or nothing, and you know, so it was one of those instances. Like, I already knew because cats had told me before I even got in the pod that these guys were kind of shady, just to stay away from them. So I did, you know what I mean? And a couple of them I ended up getting them up with, but this was the prime example of exactly how I knew these dudes weren't about nothing, because something had happened. The homies started something in the next pod, and it bled over to my pod. But what's crazy is because even though I had cats in there that couldn't stand me, there was cats in there that was like really good with me. Especially, I think Riff Raff from Q102 East Coast wasn't letting it happen. So I did have to run fades with like literally like 10 guys. And I tell you, when I ran these fades, none of them really had me nervous, but like the last two. And that's because I was just winded. I hadn't been working out, nothing. You know what I mean? I was just being lazy. So I was winded, and you know, when you're in that situation, it's one of those, I mean, what can you lose wind, and this dude decide to dog you? I mean, what you gonna do? It would be the same way as if they were going at it with the homies. You know what I mean? The only difference is them fools that were out there that allowed me to keep running them fades would have got dealt with. But so yeah. That wasn't a real like a pack out, but that was one of a situation that was kind of like, man, you know, because it could have went either way. And you know, when you're dealing with gangbangers, it's like, you know, everybody got animosity against the next one. If I would have been probably like one of them fools from like you know, one of the homies from 18, or you know, the lots from Longo, or like one of them bottoms that's like real infamous, you know, Florence, infamous for going at it with other black gangs, they probably would have killed me in there. But the simple fact that, you know, I guess because I'm from a Valley gang, and we don't beef with no Crips or Bloods, I guess that's what kind of, I won't say saved me, but just kept me from getting a world of hurt, because they could have put the hurt on me, especially with that fool Big E from 190. And these ain't throwing no names out there like in a smut way, because these dudes are all solid. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, in that pod, I actually had to sock out a few homies. You know what I mean? And I chose to, you know, I finally was able to get up out of the Twin Towers. But I think that was one of the situations. I mean, one of the times that, you know, I've had the most instance. I mean, the most like, I won't say fights, but I had a lot of fights in there, a lot of one-on-ones, a lot of, you know, a couple of times I got jumped, but it was just one of those things. Like, you know, there was nobody to really back me up. So it's like, you just had to run it. You know, I ran into the homie from Waterfront that I knew from the street. So when I was in that pod, you know, cats respected. When I ran into Bam from Raymond, I think he's from he's from Raymond. That cat was cool. You know, we had a few words, but you know, after a while, he seen that I was about my business and he was definitely about his business. So, you know, he didn't push that line. They could have got me smashed in a lot of pods that I went to. But, you know, for the most part, it was like just heads up. You know, there's a couple of cats in them pods that try to twist me. And that's just because they hated me for no reason. You know what I mean? They were too busy watching these American Me movies and assuming that that's the conduct of everybody. You know what I mean? Which I try to tell cats all the time. That's just the movie. You know what I mean? If you look at that movie and take anything out of it, take the simple fact that it was just bull. You know what I mean? Everything was embellished. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But that's besides the point. So, that, yeah, that was the only times I really got packed out. Like, I've been jumped on the street a gang of times. And that's just because one of those that I was always the type that just don't like to turn down nothing. So, if cats are going to bring it, I'm going to just bring it. My first thing is to sock the first person closest to me. If I know it's going to get cracking, I'm just going to take off on the first one closer to me. Even if you chasing me with a heat, the closest to me I'm bombing on. And I'm not saying that's right now. That's me back in the days. But, you know what I'm saying? I guess at the end of the day, you know, to the cats that asked me that question, it's just about strength. You either going to remain strong or you're going to fold. And in them cases, I really had no choice. It's like if I fold, then I'm a you know, basically a bitch forever. You know what I mean? And if I stay strong and I didn't die, then that just made me even stronger. I live to fight another day. And that's what a lot of cats need to get nowadays, you know? Learn how to take a good ass whooping and keep pushing. A lot of times cats would get away if they just was able to push that. But, you know, pulling guns, you only force a person's hand. A lot of cats would be alive right now if they didn't, you know, run out the side of their mouth and talk about who they'll kill. You know, things like that is the stuff that gets you clapped, you know. But I noticed that nowadays a lot of cats can't take a simple ass whooping. Once you learn how to take that, you'll be a better man, believe me. You know what I mean? Put the guns down, put them knuckle up and get yours, you know what I mean? And no matter how many times you get packed out, as long as you ain't dead, you know what I mean, or crippled, you good. And on that note, I'm your boy Zod. I got a better video, but I just wanted to answer that one particular question because I think some cats may think I come off like I'm almighty, but nah. I have got smashed on a few times. Like I said, one-on-ones, not since 12, you know what I mean? So, yeah, sorry I can't give you that, but yeah, like I said, I've been packed out a few times, but like I said, I'm still breathing, and you know, you learn not to be on the street doing stupid stuff, and that's why I'm an old man and not kicking now. I just bought another camera, so I just got to get the lighting, but it's a really good camera. This is a cheap phone, so you know, sorry about the quality of the phone, but yeah, this is your boy Zod telling you exactly how he got packed out a few times. And on that note, you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm off to watch Glass, and I'm out.